You already know what it is with me. Yes, Lord, and oh Lord. You already know what it is with me. We want to talk about Meezy right now. You know what I mean? He up on a hell of a run right now. You know what I'm talking about? And like I said, bro, it's things that we do need to address when we talk about Maine music. I mean, Maine music is out here putting out consistent music. You know, whether people might like all the songs or not. You know, I don't hear no bad responses from none of his latest music. I mean, people keep on talking about suspect this and sus that and all that. You know, him and BBE AJ recently had words or whatever, and you know how that went. You know what I'm saying? And you know, Main Music ended up, you know, replying back to that. That's kind of old right now. You know what I'm saying? For those that don't know what went on, I could put what Main Music said up on my IG in my story and as a reel or whatever, so y'all can hear it or whatever. But you know, as far as what Main Music is doing right now, he's setting himself apart from the crowd because the way his visuals is, the way his videos is, the way he actually conducting himself in the industry. You know what I'm saying? He doing features, you know what I'm saying? And he giving the up and coming artists a chance. And this is something that we got to salute Main Music for. Now, everybody keep on talking about and passing their judgment on what Main Music is doing in the game, what he got going on, the people he may be tied to, but what people don't understand is he's consistent with what he's doing as an artist, and that's putting out content. Now, see, the thing is, he's not with no major label or nothing like that. It's people that keep on saying that Say Cheese signed Main Music. I don't know how true that is, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, he doing this off the, you know, muscle. And yes, he got a manager and stuff like that. But what you got to realize about having a manager is everything don't rely on, you know, just you having a manager. You know what I'm saying? You have to have a buzz too, you know, to go with your manager. You also got to have accolades before, you know, ever having a manager. You know what I'm saying? On your own. You know what I'm saying? And we know Main Music has all those accolades. It's people that's, you know, talking about, you know, him and, you know, Tech and, you know, all this other stuff about, you know, them getting back together. You know, that's far behind us right now. We know that that's not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? But anything can happen. You know, I know they still got love for each other, but, you know, when you got, you know, people doing stuff and, you know, saying stuff around you, you know, they could lead to, you know, people getting, you know, actual hands and feet put on them. You know what I'm saying? We talk about Main Music and Fredo, and you still around them and you still around that, then, you know, it could lead him to be thinking that he can't trust you or be around you. So with that being said, he just putting out consistent music, and he putting out so much music that it's hard for the average viewer that don't know Main Music to keep up. And I guess that's how he mapped it out, because you know us bloggers and you know a lot of people like to break down the raps and stuff like that. By the time y'all break it down and by the time y'all get it, then you know it'd have been done passed over. You know what I'm saying? Now, can this be, you know, oversaturation? You know what I'm saying? You know, is he overdoing it? You know what I'm saying? Now, he would only be overdoing it if the music was whack. The music ain't whack. You know what I'm saying? And he doing it off the, you know, the muscle. Now, the thing that I do see that's a flaw in anything that Main Music is doing is the fact that he keep responding to everybody that got something to say about him. He got to understand this. When you hot and when you buzzing, nigga, it's gonna be people that say stuff about you, bruh. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody make nobody become famous and make nobody want to do this as their profession. So Main Music, you know, he is becoming you know, the person to have tough skin. But at the end of the day, sometimes, you know, depending on who you is, he'll let you have and he'll say what's on his mind. And ain't nothing wrong with that, because like I said, you got to protect yourself and you got to protect your investment and you got to protect your image. It's a lot of things that came out on Main Music. You know, when we talk about the DZ Kane interview and stuff like that, things that haven't been cleared up. But you know, one thing about it is what overshadows anything, you know, that the interview is talking about is the fact that he's putting out consistent and good music. See, don't nobody care about none of that when you putting out good music. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about him venting, you know what I'm saying, is good that he vent through music and he venting through social media, you know, when it's relevant to do so. So at the end of the day, We know what's to come. We know what to see. We know what to expect, you know? And right now, it ain't gonna be no Luwop collab. We can tell you that right now. You know what I mean? It's other branches of Spider Nation that, you know, is gonna get the rolling. You know, now the thing is, him dipping himself back into any type of beef, any type of smaller artists that got to be in the city and stuff like that, yeah, it can be bad for him, but it can also be good for him if he use it in the right way. NBA Youngboy's home, you know. That's hopefully he got some cooking up with him, and you know he can bring everything to the forefront to where Maine might want it, you know. Because a lot of people bidding on NBA YoungBoy to come home and not do nothing with Maine Music, and people saying Maine Music just put itself out there in the way for nothing, you know what I'm saying, taking on and inheriting some beef that didn't have nothing to do with him, that don't got nothing to do with him. You know what I'm saying? But how do y'all know after everything being broke down what got to do with Maine Music and what don't got to do with Maine Music? Because at the end of the day, from what I'm looking at and from what I'm understanding, I mean, Maine Music is, the person that's, holding shit right now. You know what I'm saying? On his behalf and, on his own according. Because Luwop already inside a different bracket as of right now. You know, at the end of the day, man, if he don't got one already, he's gonna have a gold or platinum record. You know what I'm saying? Tech just one hit away, like one international hit away. You know, literally, like, you know what I'm saying? And Tech got some hits. You see what I'm saying? Like I said, he liked it, did it on y'all Mystical Flow. You know what I mean? When he put that song out, when he put out Mystical Flow, Tech liked to hit him one then. You know what I'm saying? But it's just the era passed. So it's a good song. So it ain't, but yeah, to put that out, you know what I'm saying, mid 2000s or something, man, that would have blew. You know what I'm saying? And the Maine Music, you know what I'm saying? As long as he, talking that pain music, I think that is, his actual lane. You know, when he talking that pain. You know, when he talking about his family, he talking about his brother, he talking about his kids, he talking and being vulnerable. You see what I'm saying? And Maine Music never been scared to be vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? And that's just like in the song T Lady, and him having his mother in the video and all of that, he never was able and, to ever hold back that artistry and that side of himself. So the new album, years and stuff like that. We're looking at somebody that's reflecting off of years that just passed and, all the doubt and all the people that said that he was going to be over, that, it's not the same Maine Music no more. Think about all this, you know what I'm saying? And I know he remember it. So that's the drive for him to keep putting out music one after one after one after one, and it's like it's dropping in the net. You see what I'm saying? It's going in the bucket, man. Straight up, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing, saying that we could test about that. So that's why we wanted to make this video, because we like to magnify and, all of these things that he doing, you know what I'm saying, that most artists that been out for as long as Maine Music been away can't even do now. You know what I'm saying? We got niggas that was, in the forefront, you know what I'm saying, when he first came along, you know what I'm saying, Maine Music was hot and buzzing and stuff like that, you know what I mean? And now, you know what I mean, when he went away, you hardly hear him. That's like Sherwood Marty. I don't think Sherwood Marty even worried about music no more. Dude ain't putting out music no more. But before Maine Music went in, Sherwood Marty was one of the hottest artists, you know what I'm saying? With all these features from, Lil Baby and Chris Brown and all these people, you know what I mean? It was looking real promising for him. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, a lot of people felt like Sherwood might have fell from grace because, Maine Music fell from grace at the time and went away. So you know what they say, when your op go away, your career may go away. I don't know if that's how it went, but I know that Maine Music is showing a more positive side now that he dealing with the kids more. You know what I'm saying? He giving them hope, bro. And that's all that we can salute, because he giving them more and more hope, you know what I'm saying? Coming through, talking to the kids, coming through, doing things more positive for his image. And that's going to help his career too, because when you get the kids on your side, then, you know what you're doing, actually. So shout out to Maine Music for all the new work you've been putting in, man. This is the 100 Mob. You already know what it is with me.